Okay, hello, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome to our session, a day in the life of a full-stack Quarkus engineer. My name is Martin Stefanko, and
I'm Andy Damevin.
And together today we are going to learn a thing or two about the Quarkus awesomeness. So, really shortly about ourselves. So, as I said, my name is Martin Stefanko. I work at Red Hat as principal software engineer. I lead the Java user group in Brno in Czech Republic. And most importantly, I'm currently writing my first book called Quarkus in Action. So if you will stick to the end, there will be some nice surprise. And you can find me everywhere online as Stefanko.
I'm Andy Damevin, as I said. I'm also principal software engineer at Red Hat. I've been in the Quarkus team for 5 years. And now I'm lead of the Quarkus web team. And you can also find me on internet. Martin, now, what is Quarkus?
So, just really quickly, because I suppose that if you are here, you already heard about Quarkus, or even at least give it a try. But just really quickly, what Quarkus is. Modern native, cloud-native Java framework, really fast, really small memory footprint, very easy compilation to GraalVM natives. So we guarantee that if you just do a command line switch, you will always get into native. We also have something which is very important to note, which is separation of build time and runtime processing. So basically, we are trying to execute as many tasks as we can during your compilation when you do Maven clean package or Gradle build. And basically, we just record the results of operations that we can to the final package artifact, which means that very often these tasks are include like scanning of your classes, building the dependency tree, scanning the configuration, processing the configuration. We are able to do a lot of things at build time and just record the results. That means that we are not including in that artifact stuff that you don't need. So it's faster to start, it's smaller, and it's just easier to work with. And also, you don't need to execute all that operation every time that you start your application as you need to with different frameworks. We also have this concept of extensions, which you will see a lot in this demo, which is basically a pluggable pieces of functionality. And basically, that extension is what is guaranteed that your library, which is integrated through an extension, will always work with everything that we are presenting. OK, yeah, I already mentioned lower memory usage and faster startup. We also focus on very easy steps to cloud deployment. So if you don't really want to write YAML, you don't have to. We also build it around community and standards. So if you are familiar with MicroProfile or Jakarta EE, you can use that in Quarkus. And most importantly, we are focusing on something which is called devJoy, which is this talk about. Andy, what can we build with Quarkus?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Now that we basically know how it works, so you can do cloud-native app, obviously. You mentioned that before. You can do really small things like serverless function, microservices, which are a bit bigger, command line app. You can do operator for Kubernetes. Like, there are crazy things you can actually do with Quarkus. You can also do monoliths. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, but nobody is doing monoliths nowadays, right?
Yeah. And with all the above, those could also be web applications. So you can do a serverless web application with Quarkus. It's so small that that works pretty fine, and it can scale from 0 and everything. That works.
Web applications? Really?
Yeah.
Like, I thought that Quarkus is a backend framework, and my front-end skills are 0. He is the front-end guy. He is the full-stack guy. I am just the backend guy. Like, really, web applications with such a framework?
Yeah. But you have a screen before that, shouldn't you?
Oh, well, we lost the screen.
Yeah, we lost the screen. So you can actually scan that QR code. This is a game we prepare for the demo. It uses a lot of Quarkus features, and it's pretty nice, you will see. Nothing malicious. You can really scan it and accept the enable checking.
Maybe we can tell them how the game is called. Because you didn't tell them.
To what, sorry?
What's the name of the game?
Oh, it's 1, 2, 3 Quarkus. Is it what you're looking for? OK. Can you show the screen?
Yeah,
they should start popping up on that screen.
So we are going now into the game screen, where you can already see yourself. Yeah. Oh, that's too many people.
All of you have a bubble at the bottom. OK?
On the bottom, there are yourselves. And now, basically, because Quarkus is a very rocking framework, as you can see on my laptop, we are basically going to shake your phones or tap your phones to rock to the exit, only when there is actually a time to rock. And now you need to stop, because now it's like a stop, like green light, green light, red light, Squid Game. And now again, let's move. And I'm not sure if I'm winning. Oh. And now, again. And I'm actually winning, so I'm going to give up. Go ahead.
Go check your phone. I don't see a lot of people checking here.
Really get to the finish line.
So that was just like a trial run. And later we will have the sound, which makes it feel better, because then you hear the sound when you move, and it stops when you need to stop.
OK, I think that we can finish for now.
Yeah, let's do some fixes in that app, right? And,
OK, so let me get back to slides. So this is what we are going to play today a lot. So what this application is, like, can you explain it to us?
Yeah. So what you saw on that demo, so you have the mobile apps that you get on your phone, the one that you're checking. Yeah, those ones. And you have two services. One is in the runner, the other is the dashboard. They're both on Quarkus. The runner is using an extension named the web bundler on the right side. Yeah, sorry, I did the opposite. That's what we heard. So it's a React app based on Quarkus. And each time you're checking, it will send REST event to Kafka. And it will synchronize through SSE, so that when the game starts, you see it starting and everything. And then you have the dashboard service, which is, this is kind of a funny stack. The screen you see that with the bubble moving, this is actually server-side rendering with HTMX. This is not something you should do normally, but like we tried it. Why not?
You shouldn't do it normally for games, but you can definitely do it normally.
And HTMX SSE is something, so the screen is actually refreshing through HTMX SSE, and if you refresh the dashboard page, it will do server-side rendering. So let's dive a bit deeper. OK. So I mentioned the Quarkus web bundler. This is what is allowing me with Quarkus to do web apps. There are actually two extensions. One is named Quinoa, the other is named the web bundler, depending on what you want to do. But today we'll just focus on that one. So yeah, we did something crazy. We decided to add a bridge on top of npm for your pom.xml. So you can access all npm from Java.
Just to stop a little bit, you are packing JavaScript into Maven.
Yeah.
And you are depending on your JavaScript in Maven and version it.
You might have known WebJar, which was something already, but Maven npm is another bridge, and it's more synchronized because it's always up to date. Then you have your project file. So first, in your POM, you add your dependencies, like Bootstrap, jQuery. Then you have your project with your backend. And in your project, you also have this index file, which is using Qt, the Quarkus template engine. And I have that small bundle tag, which is what will actually do the magic. When I will build, it will integrate into the Quarkus build, because in Quarkus, we own the build. So in extension, we can do pretty much what we want. It will take all the JavaScript files from your project, or TypeScript, or CSS, bundle them, remove all dead code, tree checking, and everything, so that in the output, it will serve those nice files that are more for production. And in my template, it will automatically replace with the writing, so that you add your extension, you add your dependency, and you can directly, without any configuration, work on React, work with Bootstrap, work with HTMX. And I think that's good for a backend developer, as well as front-end developer, obviously. But it makes things so easy to use. And it's not that magic. It looks magic, but everything is pretty simple under the hood. OK.
For a backend engineer, I need to only write a single line, bundle, hashtag bundle, and I'm done. So, awesome. OK, but we have this game already, but we are not keeping any state. So actually, what we would like to do in this, and basically session, we would like to live code the database in the backend together with the front-end leaderboard. And I know we took a wrong version of the slides. That's my mistake. He's looking at me badly. But we want to, at the end, give you a chance to actually play this a little bit for like a competition. And actually, I have free codes for my book, which is still in early access. But you can get like all the content already. So the first 3 people in that leaderboard that we will create will get the free ebook. And also for the guys who will be not so lucky, we have a bunch of these awesome stickers that will be rocking on the street. So OK, with that, it's time to get into coding. And I have it here. So I will start, because I want to show you also, before we actually get into like a real database stuff, because that's quite boring or very not so interesting. I want to show you the general flow or how you are working with Quarkus. So we have 2 applications. We have the runners, and we have a dashboard. So I will start both of them in dev mode. And I'm using something which is called Quarkus CLI, which is just a wrapper, because if I type it in a Maven project, it will automatically translate to the invocation of Quarkus Maven plugin. If I type it in a Gradle project, it will automatically invoke Gradle task. So it's just better if I'm using multiple different build tools. So I will start also my dashboard. And there is already some magic happening in the background, which you don't see right now. But you remember that dashboard and runners communicate through Kafka together. Of course, I have no idea, of course. When you are preparing for demo, that's always the fun. So at least in the meantime, I can show you that actually, because I just added extension to connect to Kafka, let me start this again, I already, because I started my application in dev mode and I didn't configure any connection to Kafka on purpose, Quarkus started something which we call dev services. So it automatically started Red Panda container, which is very simplified Kafka, and it automatically injected configuration into my application. So you can see here that it injected somewhere, injected config, Kafka bootstrap servers to localhost 55 something, which is 55 something. So it's automatically connected to Kafka. And what is better, my dashboard is also connected to that Kafka, because it's also consuming messages from that. And Quarkus knows that I'm running 2 dev modes on the same machine, and I already started Kafka, so it automatically connects to that.
That's
so my
amazing.
application is already connected, and I didn't need to type anything. OK. So inside this dev mode is interactive. You probably cannot see it, but down here you can press some buttons. And if I press H, it will give me this help message. I will start at the end. You can force restarts, but you probably already recognize that dev mode means that you can continuously reload your application. I will be not reloading it now. But what is interesting is this instrumentation-based reload, because typically when you reload your application, you will restart it. So you will basically kill the current application and start the new one with the new changes that you did. But with this instrumentation, so if I press H, I will do instrumentation, and I will open this application, and now you need to deal with me, because this will be a little hard to follow. But I have 2 runners down here, and I have my application up here. I basically, if I get into any state, and I will mute it so we don't have the music, if I get into some state, and now I will change my application, and let me change something interesting, and I think it's in game resource. Yes. So I will just make all the runners go a little bit faster. So if I now go into, my application, you will see, well, maybe I will show you here, that actually Quarkus found that I did a change, and it performed a reload of my application through instrumentation. And instrumentation means that it dynamically just changes or modifies the bytecode of the running JVM. So I didn't actually restart my JVM, and this is why I'm continuing where I was before, in the same state, just that zip is now moving a little bit faster.
Yeah, now you know why he's winning and not you.
So if I would not have that instrumentation, where is it? If I disable it now, of course, if I make some change again, so I will make it go even faster, and I go into my application, if I want to do something, it is actually really restarted and I'm losing state. So this instrumentation is a really powerful tool, but of course this is only possible to do on the method level. Anything, even if you just change the method signature, I'm not going to show that, it will automatically restart the application because instrumentation is only possible to some extent. So if you are adding fields, changing methods, adding classes, removing classes, etc., Quarkus will still trigger the full reload. But if you are modifying just method inside the method, then you can keep the state. OK, let's continue. So with that age, what else we have here? Continuous testing. Very interesting feature, because if I just now press R inside this terminal, down here you will see that I start running my tests inside this terminal. It's actually not running it against that application started in dev mode. It will start a new application by default on port 8081, and it will run your test against that. So it's not interfering with your workflow. But now every time you make a change, so let's go again to 5, you will see that the tests are actually reloaded. Let me put it to the same line so we can see it. And I will actually want to show you a little bit, because currently we have only 2 tests, so I can still rerun them. If I make any change, like even to the test itself, let's fail the test, and I just save the file, you see that it's automatically reloaded. If I fix it, again, I will just save the file. You see that the tests are automatically reloaded. Continuous testing, with every change, it automatically detects that I'm doing something, and it will run the test. Of course, the natural question is, what will happen if I have multiple tests, and they are taking too long to pass, right? So I will really quickly do as name, whatevs, where I will do just assertion on assert equals, what is it? Name utils, names util, get name by ID, which I know that it's zip by default. If I just save it, you see that I'm already running 3 tests, but I only run 2 tests because it detected that I did some changes which are relevant only to some parts of the code. So if I'm changing, basically, if I change that name util, for instance, to not do it correctly, and I save it, you see that it, again, rerun only 2 tests, so it's not running all of them. So it is clever enough to at least detect to some extent what I'm changing, so I'm not rerunning everything every time.
And at some point, shouldn't you start actually, like, I know you're a backend developer and you need to explain everything, but could you show that DB and storage, this is?
Yeah, I forgot, oh, shit, wrong button. OK, but, yeah, let me do it here if I already pressed the wrong button. So in Quarkus, you also can add that extension on the command line. So I will be adding extension for Hibernate with the framework called Panache and driver for Postgres, because we will be doing Postgres. And I will start it again in dev mode because I did a mistake. But in general, what that does, it's no magic. It will just modify your POM XML, and it will add the new dependencies. So I have the 2 dependencies here. It also works if you modify the POM XML directly. But in general, this is it. Now I'm already having that functionality. The only thing that I always recommend is to reload your project in IDE, because this is what I forgot to do. But before we move there, well, let's move there. Yeah, I will show some stuff during that. So I wanted to still check what I forgot to do. And yeah, maybe one last feature that I want to show, because like DB will be enough, is this toggling of log levels, which is very useful. So if I press J, you will see that I automatically can toggle between debug, trace, and go back to info, which is also a very useful feature. And also, I want to really quickly show this devUI. So if I press D inside this terminal, it will open a new, of course, in this one, which it shouldn't. Let's go here. It will open a new browser window where you can basically have graphical insight into your application. Any extension can get any information that they want into this. So for instance, in Arc, in the CDI implementation, dependency injection framework, we can list all the beans that I have inside that application. I can click this button to see the nice graphical representation of how my dependency tree looks. You can also, for instance, change the configuration. So you can filter all the possible configuration values depending on the extensions that you have in your Quarkus application. And if you change it here, like I will darken my console and save it, you will see that it will automatically reload your application and also applies that configuration. And this is actually permanent. Let me change it back because we want to see something. So if I change it back, but I will check actually the configuration file, application properties, you will see that it will remove it. OK, but this is the correct one. I don't have time for this. Come on, Freya. Come on. Yeah, here it is. You need to believe me. I didn't actually know that we updated it, so it will remove it now. So this is new for me. OK, you can also get insight into that continuous testing or to endpoints, that continuous testing that you have here, so you can start it already from here. But really, we are a little bit short on time, so I will now jump to the database integration. So with Panache, it's extremely easy to create your entities, because all I need to do is a new class, entity. We will call it score. And I just need to annotate it as entity, and I need to extend so-called Panache entity class. And this is already a full entity. I actually can write my fields, so we will have name, and we will have int points as public fields. And because we are doing that build time processing, we can actually rewrite your classes during build time. So Quarkus will actually generate, it will make these fields private, it will generate getters and setters during build time, and it will rewrite all accesses to these public fields to use that generated getters and setters in the background. So my code is easier. In the production, you can actually check the generated bytecode, but we will not have time to do it here. You can actually check that it will generate the methods. And also, if you need getters and setters, if there are already there, Quarkus will just use them and not generate new ones. OK, so I have my entity. And the next thing I want to do is my score service, which will be application scope CDI bean. And yeah, for now, let's keep it like this. So I want to persist basically the end result of each game. How can I do that is basically when our game is ending, and we will not bother you with the details, but here I know that the game is over. And I know that if this pref is null, I am actually in the first tick where the game finishes, because here we are also resending some end notification to your phones because network can be unreliable. So I want to just do here basically, and I forgot, of course, to inject my service.
You can see that the code is actually looking like your legacy production app. So we also have those.
Why? It is not. So, and here I will just do score service like persist rank. And we will just call the rank, which is a list of actual runners that basically ended the game. So, and we will create the method. And yeah, this can be void, this will be rank. So I will just check the, if rank is null or empty, we will just return. And if not, then basically for each that will be rank.size, we need to basically persist score, and the score will be for the player, for the current runner, get E. The actual position is I plus 1 because we are starting on 0, and we actually want to also pass the size here, so I could took it to separate variable, but whatever. Because we want to calculate, this will be name, and this will be player size. So, and how we will do this, we will actually just create the entity as normal class, because this is ORM, score name is name, and score points are not player size, but it's player size minus, oh, sorry. Yeah, I see what I did wrong, sorry. This is actually position. Live coding, bear with me. So the name is actually runner.name, and this is player by position, and let's do just times 10, so we have some points. And yeah, that's more or less it. The only thing that I cannot forget is to call persist, which with this Panache framework, you don't need any entity manager or something.
You might need a transaction too, right?
Yeah, don't worry, I'm getting there.
Okay.
And the other thing, which Andy will not allow me to forget, I need to, if I'm modifying the database, I actually need to put it into a transaction, so I need a transactional. If I will now basically run my application, but of course, we don't have any way how to verify the results, so I will create my totally perfect UI, which I'm satisfied with, which is called score resource. Score resource, which will be a Jaxares resource, because that's where I'm willing to end. And I will just do here get all, which will be a list of my scores. And basically, with Panache, I can just do score and list all as a static method inherited from that Panache entity, which will be select star from my score entity. And we can remove this. So if I just change my code, you see that Quarkus already reloaded. So I should already have here HTTP 8079/score, which will be an empty list because we didn't play any game. But if I play a game really quickly, come on. It's too zoomed. Oh, come on. Really quickly, of course. Too much. Really quickly. I should get score persisted inside the database. So I have already the results inside the database. And what else do I want to do? And basically, now I would like to just do some aggregation of the results so we can actually create the leaderboard. And for that, I will just really quickly create.
I think we need to switch.
I need to go a little bit quicker, so I will generate this because it's not so interesting. We will just create a new record to basically just house the actual aggregation of points. And I will just, again, through different method, static method on the score entity, I will stream all entities and basically aggregate them by the player name and summing int. And I will just order that and return it to list. So we can actually, and one thing which I forgot, because like I don't want to play that game every time, I will actually create one single file called import SQL in resources. And here I can just put some SQL, which will be now automatically, of course, some errors are OK, automatically added to my entity, automatically reloaded with every restart of my dev mode. So basically, I will get that import SQL every time executed when I restart the dev mode. I will get some data at least. And this will be useful for you too.
Yeah, I need the data.
I will just really quickly just demonstrate one last thing. Maybe I will not. You will believe me that if I would just expose it, it will calculate the average, and I will leave the floor to get it actually with some nice colors to Andy. OK, so if I unplug this.
That's the risky part.
Risky part, go ahead.
This is when you should cross your finger.
I'm not turning my computer off.
Oh, this is the wrong one. There we go.
No, this one.
Yeah. Up. You can talk while I'm
plugging. Now please, everyone, pray. OK, question. Yeah, you can definitely invoke the plugin manually. It's just my preference because I'm switching a lot between Gradle and Maven.
Do you have my screen to put on the projector? You don't have it?
Technical difficulties. So
you don't have it? I can.
We need some jokes for the next time.
Let me put it on the next here.
This is our first time that we are actually speaking in two. So like this was the biggest fear that we had, that this will not work. But what can you do? Technology. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Here, change this. And mirror, yeah. OK.
Well, in every case, it works.
Yeah, we're there. Sorry about that.
So we are there.
So let's go on. I have 20 minutes. OK, good. So here I'm using Renard. Renard is for MVC with Quarkus, so model view controller. And here I'm in the controller to show the dashboard. So this is what shows this page. And what I want to do is I want to show the data that he's been storing. So for this, I need to add a new view. So let's add a dashboard view in there. I will copy this.
Like REST endpoint would be enough, right?
So all the app is using HTMX, but let's just forget this for now. And this is the dashboard. Oh, not the template instance, sorry. Up. Dashboard. OK. And here I want a new template, which is also named dashboard. OK, let's create that template here. Here I have all my views, which are HTML files, and I can directly access them through Java, and this gives me type safety. So that you will see later, I have auto-completion and type safety in my views.
Also in HTML.
Dashboard, that should work. Oh, and it tells me that it doesn't exist, so let's actually create that file. Up, delete it. For this, I will copy this content. Up. And put it here. OK, so I just took the other view. It's including the main, which contains the header and everything. And here I have what we call a fragment, but you don't really need to care about it for now. This is for HTMX. We will see that later. Here, this will be a page container. Let's call it dashboard container.
But in every case, he is starting exactly where I finish. We just really want to save time on pushing everything throughout the network. So everything is prepared, but we did it like really, he started in where I ended.
Yeah. So now, if normally, if I hit that new page, I should actually see that dashboard page. OK, so
we have dashboard without dashboard.
So I think it's better to have a link rather than doing it manually, right? But first, I want to use a Bootstrap icon. So in my POM, I have the Maven PM Bootstrap dependency. And I can directly use those out of the box. So if I do this, up, and go here, not that one, not that one.
Yeah. One other thing which we didn't show, you see that the dev mode is actually failing right now.
So I have a nice icon.
Maybe if you can show the terminal that it's actually failing a lot when he's changing things and saving them mid-flight. But it's still running because it's basically it can survive also if your code is not compilable.
So let's add our link. So let's go back to that page. OK. So here I have my reset button, and I would like a nice button under that one to go to the dashboard. And here I have a small helper so that I can get the URL from my controller without typing it. It's automatic. And I have auto-completion. So I can say, OK, let's go to the dashboard. I can use Bootstrap again. And this is to go to the dashboard. No, I said that. Why I say dashboard? This is leaderboard. Whoa. Yeah, this is bad.
At least you see that you have auto-competition, but you can still make the same mistakes.
And I did that during training, actually, and I thought, let's not do dashboard. This breaks everything. You don't want to do that, but I did. OK, here, this is leaderboard. Up, I need that here, and I need that here too. Here and here. OK, sorry about that. We should be fine. And I guess that also that file needs to be renamed. Yep. Here. This is leaderboard.
So you started doing dashboard like fully.
Yeah. OK. So leaderboard. And here in control, we want to go to the leaderboard. Better. And so here we can write leaderboard and refresh. Did I forget? Yeah, OK. My link appears, and if I click on it, up, it goes to the leaderboard. So yeah, we're fine. Something that would be nice is to use HTMX to actually load that page, so that we don't load the full page, but instead we just load the HTMX part. So for this, it's really easy. I just need to change this to hxget, which will do this through Ajax instead. And I need to specify where I want the page that will be fetched, in which component I want to put it. And I want to put it, I have in the base page, I have something which is name main. So I know it's there. And now, just by doing that, if I click here, let's do it again. Now it's using HTMX, so it will not load the full data. I lied a bit, because since I haven't changed yet that method, it's actually loading the full data. But we will see that. So here I will add a small if. If it's an HTMX request, this is detected through the header. I just want to return one part of the screen instead, the full page. So I will get my leaderboard, and I want to return what we call a fragment of it. Up. Yeah. And for this, let's close this to make it a bit nicer. I need to copy.
Maybe can you show it like still that you are, what kind of data are you pulling now, so then you can show that you are pulling less?
Sorry, say again?
If you can try to show like how much data are you pulling right now, so
yeah.
you can then show that you are pulling less?
Yeah, you're right, but I already made the change, so you will directly see the right data. So it automatically updated in the browser while he was talking, and I will open the console. Yeah, I know.
This is what I meant.
And let's have a look to this. So now you can see that it's only answered with the content of that element, not the full thing. And you can also see that it didn't update the URL. This part is bad, but I can fix it. OK, here I just need a new. I can do it either through my Java code, through headers, or I can set it here. And this is the exact same link. So we want the leaderboard link. And now if I go here and I click on leaderboard, you can see that I'm on the leaderboard. And if I refresh that page, I'm still on the leaderboard, because then it's not an HTMX request anymore, so it loads the full page. OK, and I think that leaderboard is really too much on the top. I would like to add a bit of margin in there. So for this, I can use SCSS out of the box. Like, I don't have to do anything. I'm in HTMX. And let's add a bit of margin in there. Margin, 50 px, 0, and save. And that moves in the view.
But
so I can.
That didn't reload Quarkus application, right?
Yeah, but the browser is synchronized with the view, and it updates automatically, so that I can change those things and develop directly what I want. So what we will do now is to show. Wait, that was what we intended. We need to show the actual score. For this, you prepared some data for me, and I will use it. So here in the leaderboard controller, I already have your score service ready, and I have that method that you prepared for me, right? So let's use it.
Actually, so this is just the computation that data is actually coming from that import SQL script.
Yeah. So let's use autocompletion. So the good thing is that if I send it to my view will automatically know here that it's using that type. And I will have type checking. So if I use the wrong things in my leaderboard here, it won't work. Here, I want to do a for loop. And I want to iterate on score.
So strongly typed HTML.
And here, I have my score service. No, so the score service is, I could access directly the score service or what I pass through data. In both cases, I have type checking. So I just need to iterate over score point and show the name. So let's save this. And there we go. We already have 2 players here, because I have the data that's in the import.sql.
But that's very small.
Let's make it a bit nicer. Yeah, it's very small. Let's fix the fact that it's small a bit later. But already I want to put it on a different row.
Do the frontend magic.
Yeah, that's the one. This is the, I need the position in the rank. For this, if I have a loop with Qt, there is something named count that is automatically injected and that I can use. Let's save. So you can see that now you have the numbers appearing. Now I want to also add the name that we already had before. So score.name. So let's say, I make a mistake here, and I actually save it. You will see that if I refresh here, then it tells me that I made a mistake.
Nice.
But I want the name. And this breaks compilation. So if you change your model and you don't update your template, that will break at build time, which is nice. And here we need the point, which is the last one. Score.points.
And we have points. Yeah,
nice, right?
That's good.
I didn't add the button to go back. Let's just be the last thing we do here. So I will go here, go back to my dashboard, leaderboard page, and I want a button to go back. So I'm using H6 gate again, and I want that time to go to the index. So here is dashboard. I want to go to the index to go back. Let's directly do the push URL, so at least it's there. URI dashboard, index again. Let's make it nice. Button. And this is go back to the game.
And this is also now taking really the method names from the dashboard class.
And if I go here and I go back to the game, what's going on? Oh yeah, I did. So see, I didn't add the HX target. So instead of putting the data in the right position, it actually put the data in my view. So you can mess things like that, but it's an easy fix. So here I just add to an HX target, and I want it to go to main. And now if I click, that works.
It works.
So I can now navigate between both. Like this. Yeah. Let's play again.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Yeah, that sounds good. OK. So there we go. Just so you know, this time it will be stored, and we'll do maybe 2 games. So that at least we can be sure that the winner of those books are the right person, right? So people that who own their victory.
I also want a copy of my book.
Yeah, I think I will record them. That's a good idea instead.
I think that everyone is scanned, so you can actually take us on.
OK, let's go. Everyone scan, yeah?
We didn't mention that, but we are running this in OpenShift cluster, which is really just 10 instances of that runner, and dashboard is actually only a single service. I don't know how many people we might have in the room, but I'm very sure that it's going to scale pretty nicely.
So I resetted the game, and you're appearing.
So let's do it.
Did you reset the data?
I probably didn't.
Can I from my UI?
Don't worry about it. We will get the first 2 people that joined will have 20 and 10 points on top. Sorry about it, because I forgot to reset the data.
You still the same people, right? You still have the same name normally. So we have 122 players. That's kind of awesome, right?
Actually, I am the second.
That's cool. OK, so and just I will start. If I start the game, it will record. So let's rock.
Oh, and I'm dead. I wasn't paying attention.
That's a bit like.
Nice. So I think that we already have 3 people. Well, congratulations. We will give you a chance to earn the more points, the better.
Yeah, we will do another game. We have. So
there we are.
Do we keep that one? At some point, it just stops. You will die. But
I have
let's wait for that one. Who is oh, yeah, I see. This is the guy. So let's.
You could have leave him like above this guy.
So I just killed you. Like, okay, you were too slow. Sorry.
He stole you 10 points now.
So as you can see, this is a lot of event going through Kafka. Like each time you check, this is like maybe 50 requests per second. Then it all goes through Kafka to update that UI. So yeah, that's like kind of a real-world application. Let's see the leaderboard to see where we're at. OK. Yeah. So for now, who is Ryun? Yeah, good. Who is Uram? Good. And Ots. OK, so you're in a really good position to win that, but we will do another game, so you're not there yet.
Let's do another game. I really want to win, too.
OK. Let's just reset. You didn't plug that it reset the data, right? Yeah. No. OK, good. So at least we only have the players. Let's wait a few minutes. Everyone should have the turn-in spinner. 3, 2, 1, go.
Somebody is really very, very good, fast. I'm very bad at this. Come on. Oh, yeah. I'm saved.
Yeah, I think we will kill those one.
Yeah, I think we can finish it.
OK, sorry, guys.
Well, that was actually a lot of it.
Yeah, now we have a lot of suspense. You all back to beginning.
Check the leaderboard, and if it's like similar guys, then I probably can finish, or maybe we can still do one more round.
I think Uram was already here.
One more round?
You still there? Oh, if we want to answer a question, we need to...
Yeah, I think that we can do it.
Yeah?
Like, we can do it in the meantime. If you just mute the music, people can still do one round. So I leave it to you. Who wants another round?
But just...
Who wants questions?
I think those are the winner. Like we made two games that are...
Yeah. Yeah. More people wanted another round.
Oh, OK, OK. Let's do another round there.
It's more fun than questions.
So are you guys ready? I will keep up the sound, because I like when it's actually working. Oh, you need the code?
Either shake your phone or just tap it on the running.
So we will share that code, so you can have it.
Sorry?
Because each time the music stops, you need to stop checking.
Yeah. Yeah, if the music stops, you need to stop checking. This is like that green light, red light. Like,
yeah. Maybe you saw that TV show. Like, if you were on the TV show, you would not be here anymore. So you have the QR code if you want.
OK, so final round, and then we will leave a little bit time for questions. So really quickly, final winners. Oh. I survived. OK, and we have like 3 people, and I really think that we can finish One more round. Like this final person.
Be careful, that's your last chance to go there. OK, sorry, guys.
Let's stop it. And this is finished. So let's see who is actually winning. Bin?
Oh, but you know that Uram, he was there for like 2. Can you give a bit more? Maybe like we can say the 5 first or something?
OK, so Uram will get half of the book.
OK.
OK. So please, first 5 people, come here after the session. I will give you the code if you can show me on your phone that you are in this leaderboard. And we will take some questions now, if there are some.
Yeah.
Can you show that final slide?
That's what I'm opening. OK.
No questions?
I saw some question from some guy in front during the demo. Maybe he still has those, or maybe it's not relevant anymore? No? OK.
OK, so if there are no questions for the session, here for the people who didn't win, because there is definitely more than 100 people here, you have a 45% discount, which will be valid for the next few days. And please give us a follow on social media, and hopefully you enjoyed the session.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I hope you had fun.
Good job. And anyone that wants to get some stickers of these rocking people, just come here.
I also have some you can...
We have a lot of them.
Yeah, and don't hesitate to come to us and ask questions, like if you just feel a bit shy or whatever. We're here for that. OK?
Thank you.